You're checking out Willie D Live.
You can lose a race by 100,000th of a second. You can get out leaned if you didn't see the 400 women's race with Alice, my training partner. Allison Felix is. She was my training partner for the last 3 years, and she got out leaned by the Bohemian girl, and so it can go just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get out leaned, and people were saying, "Well, that girl shouldn't have slid. This isn't baseball." But I'm like, I guess, I really don't know, because it could happen. Anything could happen. It's just whoever shows up at that race.
Was that a slide or more? It seemed like more of a dive.
Yeah.
She was in there.
It was crazy. Yeah. Anything could happen.
I like that though. That's the type of person that I would get on my team. That's the type of person, if I'm getting ready to go to war, I want that Bohemian girl on my team, because she was like, man, I'm finna sacrifice life, limb, everything.
Right.
I want it.
Right. And I just think, like, for track and field, I feel like a lot of the athletes go unrecognized. Like, a lot of people don't know a lot of track and field athletes. Like, a lot of people only think it's the Olympics every 4 years, when we have a world championships every 2 years. Every 4 years there's two world championships. There's an Olympic. There's Olympic Games. There's Pan American Games. There's Caribbean American Games. There's so many different meets that go on throughout the whole year, but it never gets televised because of the lack of market and media and attention that the sport gets. And so it's good that, track is getting more exposure, but I feel like it should definitely get a lot more, because there's so much dedication into the sport. And I will call it the most unforgiving sport out of all sports. Out of football, basketball, out of every sport, it's probably one of the hardest sports besides boxing, for sure.
Kara Rodriguez, a.k.a. Kara Cake, is in the building, y'all. Listen, I checked out that new song you have, On the Rise. I saw the video, too.
Thank you.
It's good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It looks real good. That's not your first video, though.
It's my first video.
It is?
It's my first. Because
I saw you on another video.
Performance.
Okay.
You probably saw Performance. That's my first music video.
Yeah.
First music video.
That's a good start for first.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Who shot it?
Well, I had a guy. I don't want to actually mention his name, but because he ended up being a little funny. But the guy who shot it, I actually had an editor from Houston who edited it, who did really good editing. His name is Gio. He's out of Houston, and he has a editing company here in Houston. So I found him online, and I think he did a great job editing it.
Yeah. Speaking of music, y'all, I know y'all can hear that music in the background. That's because we are live on set at the biggest Super Bowl party in the city, and so that's the music that y'all hear in the background. So don't be getting on your little comment section saying things like, man, y'all need to fix the sound, get a new engineer, it's the cameraman, it's Swift behind the camera, all that type of stuff. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. I want to get into a little bit more about your music.
Okay.
How soon can we expect an album?
Very soon. I'm working diligently on it, and it's going to be called Carol Cake 7 Candles. I think 2017 is a good year to release it, because both the sevens match up, and 2007 and Carol Cake 7 Candles. But I chose the 7. 7 is 7 is the number of completion. It means to complete, to be able to fulfill and finish, and so I think that number is my number, just because I'm a person of completion. I like to start something and then I like to finish it. I don't like to stop midway or half point and then start something else.
Okay.
So since this is my first LP, it would be, completion, just getting it completed and having it done. So, yeah.
Right. So I was having this conversation with you earlier, and I was talking about, how you naturally, you got a banging body. And I guess, people look at that and they say, wow, but when it comes to you working out and you training, that when you're in that top shape, you bang it even harder.
Right.
Yeah. So explain the difference between, not the difference, but explain how you have an advantage, when it comes to performing based on your training as an athlete.
Oh yeah, so I definitely feel like running track and field has gave me a bit of advantage when it comes to performing on stage, because I'm never out of shape when I'm performing. I never get tired. I don't run out of breath, that's for sure.
Right.
Because I have lungs of a runner, you know,
Right.
runs of like a runner for over 20 years. So I definitely feel like me being in shape definitely plays a role in performing on stage. Just the discipline that goes into being a professional track and field athlete, I carried over into music, and I put it into the music as well. So when I'm writing my own music or I'm recording in the studio, like I just get it done, you know.
Right.
Like I don't make up any excuses. I don't slack or try to like, you know, procrastinate. I just get it done, you know, because it's kind of the same way I'm on the track. And then it's funny because like a lot of my, you know, people always ask like, so are you nervous before you perform? And I'll tell them like, nah, not really. And they're like, well, how come? Because like, you know, you haven't been doing music that long, or, you know, pursuing it that long. And for me, it's more about, you know, I actually get more nervous before I race, because in a race, it's like you compare the two parallels of track and music. And with track, it's like you train months and months and months and months. You discipline yourself, you eat right, you lose weight, you have like this great sleep regimen, and you do all this training for months just to get into a race that's less than a minute. And you can lose it all
Right.
in less than a minute. It could be
Exactly.
over, there's no second chances, and that's it.
Right. So let me ask you this: your politics. What do you think about your president? I mean, is he your president? Because he's not my president.
Nah,
Is he your president?
Well, I'm from LA. I'm from Cali, and you know that's a Democratic state. So,
Right.
nah, he's not my
And
president.
I'm from Texas, and this is a Republican state.
Right?
but
How is it? I was gonna ask you, how is it living here with
Yeah.
in the Republican state? Like,
Yeah,
how
but-
is it? Like,
but-
do you
but
feel the
Houston
difference?
Houston is a Democratic city, though.
Okay.
So we good out here. I mean, we got a little bit more sense than everybody
Okay.
else. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not feeling none of his policies. I'm not really. Yeah, I don't like anything that he's executive ordering.
Yeah.
I think I'm not shocked that he won, because, you know, it just shows that like rich white men run the world, you know, and that's just pretty much what it is. It comes down to
Straight
that.
up.
Somebody who has no political or military experience is the president.
Right.
He's a reality star and a businessman, and he's the president, which is crazy.
No governmental experience, but yet he's holding the highest governmental position in the land.
Yeah.
And you got to have a license to sell lemonade.
Right.
Only in America. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Rodriguez, a.k.a. Carol Cakes. Cake is in the back. Well,
Yeah.
I always want to say Cakes, but
Yeah.
Carol, that's because it seems like it's more than one of you. You just be Carol
Right.
Cake is in the building. y'all.
Right.
How can the people get in touch with you?
Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram. I stay very active on it. It's IMCRod. My Twitter is IMCRod. And my SoundCloud is Carol Cake. And YouTube channel is Carol Cake. And also, I have a show as well in Hollywood, dashradio.com.
Yeah.
It's called Sports Run and Then Some on dashradio.com. So make sure you follow that as well on Instagram, Sports Run and Then Some.
You're checking out Willie D Live.